Hey everyone, welcome to my 2019 NYX Cosmetics Australian and New Zealand Face Awards entry. I'm so happy with how this look turned out, as you would have seen at the start of this video, but to get to this look there was a process. First I started with making the horns. I got some cheap headbands, ripped the material off. Don't even worry about the glue that was on top, you're not going to see it, and I just glued them both together with a hot glue gun. Now I took some pliers and cut some wire that I had bought, and now I started to take the shape of my horns. I actually looked at reference photos of bull horns because they have that nice curved tip at the end. That's kind of what I was wanting to go for, and it's a nice rounded semicircle. So I just played around with the wire. I doubled it up to make sure it was nice and sturdy and created a nice little flat base at the bottom, so I knew that I could stick it to the headband. Okay, once I got the desired shapes I wanted, I started to wrap them in foil. The foil was going to work as like a modeling clay without using clay, and I was going to gradually build up a thick base into a skinny point at the top. Using foil was so easy because you can just squish it and mold it however you like. As you can see, my two horns there are done. And I had also hot glued the top of my headband. Now I'm going to go in and do like a little bit of paper mache because I don't want the texture of the foil, and once again it's going to make them even sturdier but still light. So I'm going to do a few layers of paper mache on both of the horns, and then I'm going to leave them to dry overnight. Okay, this is the horns the next day, all dried. I'm going to paint them just with a spray can, just a nice silver grey one. And I've also bought this rope that I'm going to cut up and paint as well. That is going to be part of the costume, as you would have seen at the start of the video. And always remember, safety first. If you're going to be using spray cans, wear a mask. It is very toxic. Now I'm going to make some teeth with some modeling plastic and hot water. I've never done this before. I've played with the plastic around, but never actually made teeth. And I could color it by using little colored beads that came with the packet. So I very disgustingly dry my teeth, and then I place the hot or warm plastic over the top to create that mold. Now as I do this, it's going to dry really quickly, and there's the mold, and then I'm going to start just rolling some little teeth and putting the grey mold over the top, and then of course making sure it all fits. I'm also going to take some Tooth Effects Special Effects makeup and just go over the white of the teeth. They were a little too pristine for my demon, so I just made them look really dirty. And then I am going to make some fingertips, also a new thing I've done. I just wrapped some newspaper and stuck some masking tape around it. This is easy DIY special effects for you. If you wanted some serious fingertips, you would go into molding them to your fingers and either using like a silicone or a latex. I didn't want to do that because I wanted a nice easy way to get this done. I also cover the fingertips in a few layers of latex, making sure I dry and powder in between each layer, just because I want to take the newspaper and masking tape texture away. Okay, it is time to start the actual makeup. The first thing I do is block my eyebrows out by using a spoolie brush and a glue stick. What you need to do is layer this. If you have thick eyebrows like me, you're going to need about 10 to 15 layers of glue and sticking it down to your forehead like I'm doing right now. And then making sure you dry in between. I always use a cotton bud to take away the excess glue from around the edges because you don't want to be able to see those lumps with the makeup. Once the eyebrows are at a smoothness that I'm happy with, I lightly press powder into them to help them set, and then it's going to smooth out the base even more. Then I'm going to go in with my NYX Cosmetics Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. It's a really nice matte foundation as my base to go underneath the paint. I always put a foundation on underneath and set it with powder. It just helps the paint last longer. I'm also going to drag the foundation down my neck and my chest because I will be painting down there as well. I want that base to be all smooth. Then I'm just going to go in with a water-based paint. It's a bluey grey tone, and I'm going to put this all over my face, down my neck, down my chest, and the sides of my arms, stopping before I get to my elbows because I will paint the forearms later on in the video. Before I continue, I need to do one thing: put my contacts in. I never put my contacts in after I finish my makeup because my eyes water so much. I know other people do. I just can't do that, and it would have ruined everything. So I'm just going to bring the paint down my neck and chest and the tops of my arms, and then I'm going to go in for a second layer. I want this paint to be nice and opaque. I don't want to be able to see any skin color come through because it's going to give away the illusion that I'm a demon of the woods. Now I've left painting my eyelids till last because 1, I have my contacts in and my eyes water a lot, and 2, because they tend to crease a lot because your eyelids are really oily. So I left them till very last, and then I'm just going to go in with a grey eyeshadow and I'm going to set the paint on my eyelids. I'm then going to go in with my NYX Perfect Filter palette. I absolutely love this palette for when I'm doing body paints. It has the most amazing shading and contouring colors. The first thing I do is go in with the dark gray color, as you can see, and I start contouring the sides of my forehead and down the bridge of my nose. This is going to give the illusion that I've placed a prosthetic on, which I actually haven't. Shadows are really good to do this, and I love the NYX ones for them because they just go so well with my paints. I then use the white from the same palette to highlight the areas. So down the bridge of my nose and in the center of my forehead. It is also going to help bring that bit forward and make it look like there's not a human forehead there underneath. Now using that same grey eyeshadow, I'm going to contour the sides of my cheeks. I want them to look really hollow, so I'm bringing that contour down right past the mouth. It is to make my face look a bit more mutilated and less human-like. Now doing small circular motions is really going to buff this in to make it look as natural as it could be. I'm then going to do the same thing under my collarbones and along my neck area. I want everything protruding forward. I don't want to have that normal flat chested area. I want bony, I want muscly, and I want it to look croupy as possible. So where to contour, if you can push on anywhere that's next to your bone, that is generally where the shadow is going to be. I'm also going to do it down my chest to show that my rib cage is protruding forward as well. Alright, now I'm going to do some eyeshadow for myself. Instead of doing beauty, half cut crease and everything, we are going to drag it out to the sides because obviously I don't have any more brows. So I'm starting off with that dark grey as my base, and then I'm going to go in with a black eyeshadow. I'm not going to put black absolutely everywhere. It's going to be a little bit of black on the inner corner, and then I'm going to have a lot of black on the outer corner because I'm going to drag it out past where the eyebrow bone is and up high as well. All the eyeshadows I'm using on my eyes are from the NYX Perfect Filter palette. They have the best shades for these kind of tones, and I absolutely love using them with my body paints. Now the glue does not like having eyeshadow on top of it, so that is why I'm patting and patting on the outer corner and then blending it past that so we don't have any harsh lines. And then the same thing for the bottom eyeline. We are going to go in with the grey, and then of course the black. I'm going to really smoke it out for this look. Okay, then I'm going to use that white eyeshadow that I used before, and that is going to be my highlighter. So I'm going to do top of cheekbones. Again, it's going to help the cheekbones come forward and make it look like they're not human. And then I'm going to do the chest area as well. So everywhere in between the black lines on my neck, and we're going to blend those into the black so it looks like a nice shadow. And then same on my chest, where we put the white, it's going to look like my ribs have come through. Okay, then I'm going to use my NYX Cream Liquid Suede Lipstick in Stone Fox, and that is going to be my lip color. Now, before I put my topper on, I'm going to go back in with that grey eyeshadow once again, and I'm going to smoke out the sides of my lips so it looks like the darkness is coming out from inside me. I'm then going to go in with my NYX Shimmer Down Lip Veil in Goth Love. I'm going to put that on the center of my lips and squish it in. It's going to be like a little highlight just to give my lips a little bit of pop and color. I'm then going to go in with my NYX Super Skinny Eye Marker and put some bottom and top eyeliner on. I want really dark eyes so those contacts really pop, and that it makes it a different shape to what my normal eyes usually are. Okay, now we're going to paint the bottom half of the arms. I didn't do this before because my elbows crease a lot and I didn't want to have to keep reapplying product. What a waste. After I do that, I'm going to put my fingertips on and paint my hands to where the fingertips meet. Then I'm going to spray paint the fingertips with the same paint that I used to spray paint the horns. I'm then going to go back in with my NYX Super Skinny marker, and I'm going to start to draw some cracks or lightning bolts, whatever you want to call them, coming out of my eyes. That is the demon within. I've looked up a lot of references for demons and everything, and I've seen it on TV shows and movies, and they all have these cracks associated with them. Maybe they're breaking from the cracks of hell, I'm not sure, but I loved it, so I rolled with it. I'm also adding those to the sides of my neck. Then I add some little crack spots and imperfections to my arms to help break up all that plain grey space. So it looks like the evil is coming out from within me. I'm now just painting the tips of my fingertips black. I want them a bit more scary, a bit more dark. So I just use my eyeliner and some eyeshadow to create that fade. I then put some false eyelashes on and let the glue dry down. I needed something, my eyes look way too bare. Okay, here we are in almost full costume. These are the ropes from the start of the video. Just tied them around a black singlet, put my wig on, put some hair around the seams of the horns so it actually looks like they're coming out of my head. Now we're going to put the teeth in. This was so hard with sticky lipstick. I had to keep reapplying because they just kept getting caught on the mold. And this is the final product, everybody. I have my fingertips on, I have everything on. I was so happy with how this turned out. I even surprised myself. It didn't look anything like me, which is probably a good thing. But yeah, I was so happy with it, and I hope you guys loved watching this also. Thank you for watching the video if you got all the way to the end, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.